Happy birthday, Dave. I can't believe you're 70. Gave me a chance to reminisce a little bit about when we first met. DeKalb, Suburban Estates. You weren't 70. In fact, I think you were probably 23, 24. And you and Rich were living in an apartment. You're picking up your MBA. Gary and I moved in kind of almost next door. And we did all kinds of fun stuff for the next few years, from football almost every day, snow, whatever, to traipsing through corn, having the largest pizzas known to mankind, lots of beer, Red Lion on Thursdays and Friday afternoon and evening, and all kinds of sports. Even saw guys choking in softball, which we never talk about except every time we get together. We kept doing all those things for years, from golf to all kinds of football, where you made great catches, to getting jobs and family stuff and naming streets in Naperville, and on and on and on, and even Loomis being a Stephen. So lots of stuff over years. Catching up in various sports bars in Chicago. I remember calling you once, and there was some guy that I didn't recognize that answered your phone, and it turned out to be a Sherpa from the Himalayan mountains. That only is going to happen to Dave Newman. I've never called anyone else and got a Himalayan Sherpa. So those are your things. Hearing about the Thanksgiving turkey bowls in Cleveland and lots of things from Ohio. If I'm correct, you went to the same high school as the Kelseys even. So you've got your own Taylor Swift now in the lovely Sarah. I remember when you first started telling me that you had met her, and you were pretty infatuated there. That was, you could tell there was a spark. I'm so glad you found her, or she found you, and glad that I got to meet her in person, and she's perfect for you, Dave, so good on you. But when I just look at everything, it's hard to believe you're 70, but I'm glad you are. It's a hell of a lot better than the alternative, and I'm catching you awfully fast. So hope your family and Sarah spoil the heck out of you. Enjoy the day, enjoy the month, and enjoy the next 20 years. We'll see you soon, but happy birthday. Enjoy 70.
Hi, Dave. It's your favorite cousin from New York, here to wish you a very happy 70th birthday. Wow. You made it to 70. That's quite a milestone. You look amazing. I hope you feel as good as you look. And I hope this coming decade's a wonderful one for you. You're going to make terrific memories and have good health and happiness and love and only good things. I hope all your birthday wishes come true. And Sarah and Daniel wish you a very happy birthday. So cheers to 70 and to the year ahead, and happy birthday. Sending you love.
Happy birthday, Dave. 70 years old. I think I've known you since the 4th grade. And you've always been there for me. And I want to thank you for that. Now I want to make sure that you know I'm always there for you. Now that you're turning 70, you need to be careful. You don't want to get injured or suffer any type of debilitating injury. And so I just wanted to give you a tip. You may have noticed that these shakes are disgustingly small nowadays. But I've read about some recent studies, and apparently the shaking motion, if you can see my shoulder, the shaking motion has resulted in a lot of rotator cuff injuries. So I would advise that you stop shaking, all right? The other thing is, everything's got labels on it now, and hopefully you can make this out, but in Ohio at least, they're now labeling these things not suitable for throwing. So you don't want to get in trouble there. I don't know if Illinois has done that too, but in Ohio they've done that. So you don't want to get in trouble for that either. Just please be careful. Now that you're 70, and again, have a great birthday.
I'm Greg Powell. Dave knows me as a poor old country boy out of northeastern Kansas, then moved to the Chicago area in June of 1980. Now first I met Leslie, then Larry, Dan, Molly, and several others in the friend group. Somewhere around 1982, I finally met Dave Newman. But before I actually met Dave, I'd heard about Dave and Rich, the world-traveling Newman brothers, modern-day globetrotters, and at first I was jealous, but now I largely attribute my own adventures in travel to Dave and Rich. Dave was an NIU graduate, originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and he was very, very proud of his roots. He was both well-traveled and well-read. We hit it off immediately. It might have had something to do with the fact that we are both vertically challenged. Consider the height of Leslie, Larry, Dan, Kurt, and Dave Walters. Need I go on? When I met Dave, he had more hair on his head than he had on his face. I'm kind of part of that club now too. Now over time, Dave developed a habit of collecting things. Clocks, travel souvenirs, relics, sports cars, bicycles, vendor logo t-shirts and jackets, tools, you name it, Dave had it. Dave did not, however, demonstrate a habit of getting rid of some of those things. I won't call Dave a hoarder, but you might say he has a strong personal attachment with almost everything he owns. Sarah, you have your work cut out for you. Now, Dave is known for doing deep and exhaustive research, thorough due diligence, and extensive analysis on almost anything that requires a decision. And I think on important decisions, we would all agree that approach is spot on. There have been a few decisions, however, Dave has made over the years that might have taken a little longer to make because of Dave's cautious and meticulous approach. Sarah, I think you've already made a positive influence in this area as well. So Dave and I have gotten to know each other very well over the last 40 plus years. We've been there for each other on numerous occasions. We've covered topics including jobs, marriage, family relations, home buying, health, travel, sports, and sharing opinions on local and world issues. Dave was at my surprise graduation school party, my surprise 50th birthday party, and both of my weddings, which were not a surprise. Much appreciated, Dave. My wife, Kelly, my son Gregory, and daughter Erin are acquainted with Uncle Dave as well. Dave is one of the most responsible and reliable individuals I know. He can be counted on at work, in the community, and with friends and family. He also makes the effort to keep in touch with people, and that's a good trait, especially as you get older. I count Dave as one of my dearest and closest friends, and a simply fantastic human being overall. The earth is a better place with Dave Newman living on it and exploring it. Sorry I couldn't be at your party, but I know I'll see you again soon, probably at Portillo's for lunch. Happy 70th birthday, Dave. Welcome to the 7th Decade Club.
Well, hello, Dave. Happy birthday. The great philosopher Google once said that age is merely the number of years that the world has been enjoying you. I second that, knowing you for 45 plus years, going back to our days at NIU. May this milestone birthday be filled with love and laughter and the wisdom of a life well lived. Happy birthday, and look forward to many, many more. Take care, buddy.
Hey, Dave, it's Rich. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, and just been thinking about all the great times we've had and looking forward to future trips and adventures. But, some of the greatest memories I've had are trips I've had with you to Indy and some of the golf trips we've done, even some of the hockey games, and going to the White Sox with Jack Wallace and that fun evening we had many years ago. So just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Thinking of you, and hope to see you soon. Take care, bud. Have a great day.
Guess whose birthday it is today?
It's not mine.
Not mine. Not Mavis.
Not Mavis. So you had somebody I knew in Cleveland, grew up with.
Well, that could be a lot of different people.
Currently lives in Chicagoland.
Dave Newman.
Dave Newman! Happy. No one would believe. I told him it was going to be Dave's birthday. No one could believe it.
No. How old is he?
He's 70.
No, that's fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news. That can't be.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Dave.
Hey Dave, remember I came and visited you way back and to your parents' place up in Naperville, and you had this plant that was hanging on your doorknob, bathroom doorknob, and it looked kind of strange. And I asked you about it, and you said, "Yo, yeah, you bought it a couple years ago, and then just forgot to plant it." You said just been hanging there for 2 years. I was like, "What? That's like unbelievable." 2 years. I mean, that plant had no water, food, fertilizer, soil, nothing. It was just bare root, nothing. And it lived like that for 2 years by pure neglect on your part. That's unbelievable. Remember those 8 knuckleheads that lived in that Biosphere 2 experimental sealed off dome? They had agriculture, water, very high tech, spent all this money in research. And after, I don't know, couple years, they were ready to kill each other. They almost did, and they were low on food, water, everything. When it was a complete failure. But I'm out to prove that humans are in fact smarter than plants, and we can do this. And in honor of your birthday, I'm going to prove it. I've created my own biosphere, put a lot of time, money, effort, everything into this. I'm not kidding, man. This will work. Put a lot of thought into it. Brains too. Yeah, this will work. So to make it work, I've collected these willow leaves out in front here. Out in front, look like they might be dead, but anyways, what they'll do is I'll breathe out CO2, they'll take in the CO2 and expel oxygen, and we'll live happily ever after for 2 years. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm putting those leaves in my biosphere. Okay, I'm in my biosphere. And yeah, it's going really well, Dave. It's been about 10 seconds. We'll see how it goes. Tick, 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 tick. Not going real well, Dave. Not going real well at all. I don't think I can make it. I'm about to expire. Looks like plants are in fact smarter than humans. At least this human. Anyways, happy birthday, Dave.
Happy birthday, Mr. Newman. It's hard to imagine that we are all turning 70 this year. Oh my goodness. Which means that I have known you for 57 years, since I was 13 and moved to Cleveland Heights when I was beginning 8th grade. Wow. Anyway, what a joy it's been and what a great friendship. I am so grateful that you have been a fabulous part of my life, steady, true, and deliberate. I'm remembering that nickname we gave you while we were trekking in the Rowaling Valley of Nepal. Deliberate Dave, High Tech Tony, or something like that. And then I was thinking, what would we have named your brother Richard? And I thought maybe something like Rational Rich or something. Anyway, we've been on a few capers. I was remembering the Engadine at the beginning of the Inn River and our short stay in Staffelalp with Lenny Godmer and eating that Linzer tort at super slow speed to pass the time of day. I remember, of course, Eder Hansel and the sled caper. And I remember, and there have been a few more. I can't remember them all right now under the pressure of the camera. Anyway, Dave, hope you have a great day. Happy birthday. You're such a big part of my life, and you have been for 57 years. I am so grateful for that. You're like a brother to me, man. Lots of love and best wishes. Be well. Bye-bye.
Happy birthday, Dave. My Three Stooges. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, you numbskull. Have a happy birthday, or I'll murderize you.
David Newman. Arthur Seiler here. Cy Seiler. Broadcasting live from Pismo Beach in California. So, hope you're doing well. You know, your lovely girlfriend Sarah reached out a couple weeks ago and asked if I would make a few comments about our lives together, and I thought this would be a great time to do that. And thinking back, how long we have known each other, 1967. 6th grade, 12 years old, 58 years. And I met you in the Boy Scouts down at Grace Lutheran Church and Troop 10. You were Panther, I was Eagle Patrol. We had a great time. We became good buddies right away and have stayed that way all this time. And that's just very special. We had some good times at Boy Scouts with Beaumont Boy Scout camp, and when my dad visited, and we made the skulls out of clay and stuck them on wood poles in front of our campsite. And we went to the rifle range, and then we had the Klondike Derby, and I remember learning the Morse code at Mr. Dravich's house, and how difficult that was. And then he had tried to make me tie a cat's paw, and I never heard of a cat's paw knot before, and I was upset. And you said, "Don't worry about it." But we had some great times. Then we finally made Eagle Scout together, along with your brother. And then we graduated and went on to high school. But junior high, back at Roxborough, that was mint. We early that year we had your bar mitzvah, which was a blast. The first time I had gefilte fish, thought I was going to die. But we got into some mischief there. I don't know if you remember the Spider-Man incident in the bathroom, where I was doing Spider-Man on top of the bathroom stalls and slipped and ripped my pants, and I was bleeding from my butt and had to go to the counselor, Mr. Paulson, who was trying to stop the bleeding on my butt. And my mom had to come down, and I told her I fell on the playground. How I could got that injury by falling on the playground, she'll never know. And then we had ice skating Friday nights. We used to go to the pavilion,
do the ice skating and then playing pond hockey. Then we graduated off to Heights and became true morons. And you were Groundhog. I won't mention my name because it's offensive. But we had a great time at Heights, turf riding and mooning and general mischief in the halls, talking locker, masks, lots of good times. And by the time we got over to Kent, I got to Kent, you guys would come down on a Friday night or a Saturday night, and we'd go downtown and go to the disco, the Crazy Horse, and we'd stay till it closed, and then we would have some direct subs, and along with Bill Begam and Jim Begam, and threw stuff on the wall in the back. Just had a great time. We also played softball with the Sabres, and don't forget the party in the park when we went downtown, and Rob was working at the Republic Steel office, and we had to go work on that Braxton account. Some good times. But you've always been a good close friend. You know, we went different ways. In 1977, you moved away, which was tough. And in 1980, after my training program at Warner and Swayze, I got transferred to Chicago, and we got to reconnect. So that was great. I was very fortunate. You were the first guy I called when I got to Chicago, and I was staying at the Holiday Inn on the Eisenhower, right off LaGrange Road, Manheim Road. And it was about 10 below zero, and you drove over, and we went out to lunch and talked about our lives and our futures. Never forget that. But we've always been close friends. I consider you my best friend. You have been my whole life, and I wish you nothing but the best, brother. You're like the brother I never had, especially with the interest in cars. Thank God you bought my MG so I can still see it once in a while. And I'm sure you don't forget going to Elkhart Lake, seeing those Can-Am cars. And a couple years ago, just you and I went up and saw the vintage races. That was fun, the June sprints. But anyways, your big day's coming up. You're 70. Got a lot of life left, and I hope to get to see you out here in California one of these days. All the best, my brother. Happy birthday. Bye.
Hey Dave, happy 70th birthday. Cheers to 70 years.
Love you.
Belly fart, there's no such thing as that. No, no, no. Belly fart, there is no such thing as that. Nobody has a belly fart, 'cause it is just made up by David Newman.